Today we are proving that eternal life is a gift from God. That means you can't buy it, it's a gift, and you can't get it anywhere else other than God. I can't give you eternal life. And no store, no scientist, no doctor, no psychologist, no one can give you eternal life. Only God can do that. And eternal life in this sense is something you possess. It's something that dwells in you, not something you do. We're all going to live forever. So let's look at eternal life as a gift. 1 John 5:11 and 12 says, "This is the testimony that God has given us eternal life, and this life is in His Son. And he who has the Son has life, and he who does not have the Son does not have life." It's very simple. There's only one place to get it. And notice, if eternal life was simply living forever, it would have been worded differently. He would have said it like this: God has allowed us to live forever, and He has allowed His Son to live forever, and he who has the Son lives forever, and he who does not have the Son will not live forever. That's not what it said. He talks about life as a noun, as something you possess, and it is. It's a divine substance. It's the actual nature of God. And when you have the Son, you have the life. When you receive Him, you receive life. When you don't have the Son, you don't have life. And we've talked about eternal life as light and darkness in those terms. And so darkness is simply the absence of light. When you withdraw all light, you have darkness. When you withdraw the life of God, you have death. You have a spiritual condition that we call death. It's separation from God. This is what happened to Adam when he sinned. He lost the light of God, or the life of God in his spirit, and it was replaced with another condition. We call it death, but it's actually separation from God. It's unacceptable to God, and it must be replaced again with life. And so Jesus came to bring life back to humanity. And so this eternal life, or this life, is a gift. You don't work for it, you don't earn it, you don't deserve it, but you do and can receive it. But you have to receive the Son in order to get the life. And that's why, and this is why people don't like Christians. I think one reason is that we're so adamant that you've got to do it this way. But really, I didn't make the rules. If you know what, if there was only one store in town that sold a certain kind of shoe, then I'm not going to complain and criticize and throw a fit and make a petition and say how unjust it is that other stores don't sell that shoe. I'm just going to go, if I want that shoe, to that store and get that shoe. So why Christians are just saying there's only one place to get this life. You don't have to get the life. You don't have to have it. If you don't want it, it's your choice. But if you do want this life, there's only one place to get it, and it's through the Son, Jesus Christ. That's not being, that's not discriminating. It's just true. If there's only one store that sells the shoe, it would be a lie to say you can get it wherever you want. That wouldn't be accurate. And so I'd rather tell the truth and be accused of being exclusive. And, they think, you think you're better than everyone else. All roads lead to God. Well, no, they don't. There's only one place where you can get this life. And it's from the Son of God. So, if I wanted that shoe and found out that there was a store in town that sold it, I wouldn't be angry that there aren't any other outlets that sell that shoe. I'd just go to that store. In fact, that's the way I looked at it. I'm not trying to tell God that He ought to find other ways to offer salvation to the world. Why did you do it this way? I'm just glad there is a way. I'm glad there is a place where you can go and get life. I'm glad there is an outlet that offers eternal life. And so rather than complain about it or try to find another way or justify my way, I'm going to go where life is found and do it God's way. It just works so much better like that. So he who has the Son has life. He who does not have the Son does not have life. It's very simple. There's no need to complicate it. You can live life another way if you want to, and you can look to other means, other philosophies or religions to deal with the problems of this world. But if you want life, if you want the life of God, you've got to go to Jesus Christ. That's the only way to get it. And when you do, it's free. I mean, that's even more of an incentive to go to this one store in town that sell the shoes you want. They're free. Did I mention that? They're absolutely free. It's a gift. Why argue with that? You know, it's just pride and deception to the nth degree for humans who are lost and undone without God to then complain about the way God has chosen to pay their price, redeem their soul, and give them His nature. I'm just glad God cared enough to do it. I certainly am not trying to find another way. I just don't think that way. So in John chapter 4 and verse 10, Jesus, this is when He talked to the woman at the well, and He compared life to water, and that's very similar. As we said, eternal life is a gift, but it's also a noun. It's not just something you do, it's something you have. And you can see this more when He's speaking to the woman at the well. Jesus answered and said to her, if you knew the gift of God, and He who says to you, give me a drink, you would have asked Him, and He would have given you living water. And then in verse 14, He said, whoever drinks of the water that I shall give him will never thirst, but the water that I shall give him will become in him a fountain of water springing up into everlasting life. And this is great because it kind of gives us an understanding of the quality of this life, the quality of this gift. So it's a gift, so it's a noun. And it's of such quality that you'll never thirst again. In other words, once you receive this life, you'll never lose it. It's yours forever. It's never going to diminish. It's never going to depart from you. You will have this life in you, a fountain of water in you springing up forever and ever. Isn't that great? And it springs up into everlasting life. And then John 10:28, Jesus said, I give them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall anyone snatch them out of my hand. Man, you talk about people are looking for the fountain of youth. We spend billions of dollars on supplements to try to stay young and be young, fight aging. And Jesus is just totally offering us everlasting life, life that does not end, life that will change who you are and where you spend eternity. And He says it's free. All you do is accept the Son, receive the Son, accept what He's done for you. All I have this, the devil's really good at deception because there shouldn't be any contest. What does he have to offer? Death? Eternity without God? Or some people think that death is the end, physical death is the end. So what is that to look forward to? Total annihilation? We go back into a state of non-existence? These are just options that are unacceptable. I don't know how people deal with these subjects without an understanding of God and life and heaven and eternity. It's sad, and yet they can't deny that people die, that physically people are dying. We go to funerals and we bury their bodies, and so people can't deny that it exists, but the way they deal with it, it's irresponsible. And I didn't have that problem as a young boy. I wanted to know what's going to happen to me when I die. I want to be sure. But people are so careless with their view of eternity and life and death and life after death. You should get all this teaching because we're going to deal with the afterlife and with judgment and what is going to happen on the day of judgment for the Christian and for the sinner.
Visit gregfritz.org to download the MP3s for free by entering code LIFE22 at checkout.